This is 7 things you can do to end the divide. In other videos, we've talked about what the divide is and why it's bad and why we need to end it, why we need to fix it. But in this video, I want to talk about what you can do to fix it. And first of all, the question that I think needs to be addressed is who has the power to end the divide? And the answer is you do. It's not something that somebody else off in Washington or somebody else off in New York or someplace else is going to fix for you. It's something that you and I have the power to fix. And anyway, I just want to talk real quickly about 7 things you and I can do to end the divide. Number 1 is don't take the bait. I have a friend, Jay Payleitner, who wrote a book, Don't Take the Bait to Escalate. The idea is, somebody online says something and you kind of get riled up and you just want to respond in kind, or you're talking to somebody on the phone or over coffee or whatever, and they make some snide remark, and you just want to really get in there and get them. Just pause, take a breath, and ask yourself, "No, wait a second. Is this really worth it?" When I'm on social media, I try to do this. I don't always do it, but I try to just pause and pray and ask God, wait a second, is this really what you want me to say? Or before I send an email, I try to pause, God, is this what you want me to send? And when I don't do that, sometimes I say things that I shouldn't say, and then, bad things happen. So anyway, don't take the bait. Number 2 is pray. You can pray for people who are across the divide. Pray for people who are different than you, who see the world differently than you. Pray for those politicians that just get under your skin. Pray for those news commentators that just kind of grate you the wrong way. And the idea is not to pray, God fix them, God change their mind, God get them to agree with me, but rather, God, I just want good for them. I know that you have a plan for them. I pray for your goodwill to occur in their lives. And I just pray for everybody that God will meet with them, because what could be better than meeting with God? When God walks in the room, everything changes and we become better people. So anyway, number 2 is you can pray for them. Number 3 is you can go on a media cleanse or a media fast. In other words, the news media, to tell you the honest truth, I have not watched an evening news broadcast for years. And I am so much happier this way. I'm much calmer. I'm much, just a lot happier. So anyway, take a media fast for a few days or a week or whatever. Stay away from the news media and just ask yourself, okay, now, how am I different as a result of doing this? Or in some cases, you may need to take a social media cleanse or fast and just step away for a while and look at what's happening inside and decide, am I maybe a little bit better off not being in this place where I get all riled up, where I get triggered? Number 4 is listen. Somebody has a perspective that's different than yours. Rather than just jump in, and I've certainly been really guilty of this in the past, jumping in and kind of pushing my opinion and trying to convince them that I'm right. Just pause and listen and ask questions like, can you tell me a little bit more about how you came to hold this position? And can you tell me the story behind this? And try to get an idea of where they're coming from. Not with the idea that you're loading up an ammunition to refute them, but just with the idea that you can understand them a little better. And there will be a time and a place for you to express your values and your views, but just for now, just pause and listen. Number 5, and this is available in the additional resources that go with my book, End the Divide, but just learn to download inner peace. There's just a process that anybody can learn where at the end of the day or at different points during the day when we get triggered, when we get riled up, when we get all upset about something, we can just pause, take those feelings to God, and take everything connected with those feelings. If those feelings could talk, what would they say? Hold that up to the Lord and ask Him for His perspective. And it's just amazing how we can be so upset, and then we just get a little input from the Lord, a little input from God, and it's like everything changes, and we're much more at peace. And really, this is kind of a fundamental value or tenet of the whole End the Divide movement, and that is there's no peace between people until there's peace within people. And so we need that inner peace inside ourselves so that we can create this peace between people. So, anyway, number 5, download inner peace. Number 6 is read my book, End the Divide. It's available on endthedivide.io, and I have it actually in several different formats. You can get a paperback from Amazon, or you can get Kindle ebook. I've got it in EPUB over on Gumroad. Anyway, you just go to endthedivide.io and it'll take you there. You can also get the entire book as a YouTube video, or you can get a printable PDF or a screen-friendly PDF. So I've got it in multiple different formats, whatever floats your boat. It's a valuable message, but it's not expensive. I didn't jack up the price, so you don't have to worry that it's going to break the bank. So anyway, number 6, read my book, and number 7, join our movement. The End the Divide movement, and you can find out about that in the book. But this is an online community where we are seeking to build friendships across the divide and end the divide one true friendship at a time. And so, what do you need to do or to be in order to join our movement? Well, first of all, you gotta care about this. I mean, you gotta just really believe it's not okay for good people to hate each other and want to do something about it. And then you ask God, what role do you want me to have in this? And if God says to you, stay out of it, then stay out of it. But maybe the Lord will say to you, I want you involved in this. I have a place for you in this. And if you have that calling, then we want you here. And the second thing that you need is you need the courage and the humility to look at yourself and see how you can grow. I mean, if you come into our movement and say, I'm going to just bully everybody and make them believe the way I believe, then no. Don't join our movement because that's not who we are. So you have to have the courage and the humility to listen to other people and to see how you can grow yourself. And just as an aside, nobody's going to trick you. Nobody's going to force you to change how you vote or change your values or try to move you left or move you right. That's not who we are. That's not what we're about. It's just we all want to grow, and that doesn't mean left or right. That just means becoming more sophisticated in our understanding and becoming more loving in our relationships. And finally, the third thing is, this movement is just in the beginning. This is throughout the rest of 2022, it's just going to be in startup mode. And that means, like anything else that's in startup mode, it's just a little chaotic. And so we need people who love just being there at the beginning, whether it's chaotic or not, who just come in with all these ideas and energy and come in with the attitude that let me help make this movement a success. So if that's you, then you are welcome, and we would love to have you. So you get the book, read the book, and then you'll see how you can join the movement at that point as well. Anyway, I'm Dwight, and this is endthedivide.io.